Hello everyone, my name's Alistair, I'm the Chief Exec of FaithWorks. I was talking last year to one of the volunteers, wonderful volunteers who help with the community money advice work in Christchurch, and they were getting involved in the branding and seeing different parts of the FaithWorks family and going, I didn't realise that all the different things that were involved. And actually I was reminded of that conversation yesterday because I was at Wimborne Food Bank to celebrate 10 years of the food bank being open. And we were giving long service awards to some extraordinary volunteers who've been there almost from the beginning. And I'm just here today in Jimmy's, which is the front end of Poole Food Bank. And again, reminded, just listening to the work that the folk have done today to drive to the various places, to pick up food, to bring it back to the warehouse, to sort it out. It's just a real reminder to me of the caring and listening and packing and sorting and engaging with people in need that's going on right across so many projects within FaithWorks. So what it reminded me is that I said that I was going to do a little video update for all the volunteers within FaithWorks every 4 to 6 weeks, and this is the first one. And so what I want to try and do within these updates is to give you a few insights into what's happening across the FaithWorks family, maybe a few stories of the impact that it's having, and perhaps answer some of the questions that you might have as volunteers within FaithWorks. So I'll try and show you each time a different project that we're involved with. And here, this is, as I said, Jimmy's, which is the home of Poole Food Bank, I think is the way we put it. And it's like the front door. So up the road, a little bit further up the road, there is a warehouse, a storehouse in an old Argos building. It's a huge area. And Alan Purchase and Jane, the team there looking after that. And then here we have the front end, and this is where people come in, but rather than this idea of here's some food, see you later, it's very much a let's sit down, let's have a coffee, let's see what's going on, let's get alongside your situation. It's a great example actually of demonstrating what we've put under the new logo of the FaithWorks, new FaithWorks logo, which has four key words underneath it. And the first one is listen. And that's what people do here. They listen to people's stories. Come and have a cuppa, sit down, let's talk. We've got time. And then the second thing they do is to give hope. And that could be very practically in the summer. We had some money here from a local business who specifically gave the money to not just to deal with school uniform, but actually to allow the team here to say, if maybe their families come in, haven't really had a holiday, well, why don't you, we want to give you an experience at a local adventure activity or something like that. And just having that day out, that special day out or trip out for a family under pressure, just gives them hope for today. So there's listening, there's giving hope, and then there's acting. And acting on what people are saying. Across FaithWorks, we're trying to get that mentality of not just here's a leaflet, see you later, but actually let's sit down and talk with somebody who's already here. So the community money advice team are now here in the building. There are links to the shelter team who can help with housing issues. So all the way along, you've got that, let's immediately act on that. And then the fourth word is to inspire, or maybe to empower people, you might say, to believe, as one lone parent in our Smile project says, I can do this now. And that, such a feeling of helping people from a crisis point, walking alongside them, and then helping them to get resilience so they don't come back into crisis. That's what we're all about. That's what's going on here. That's what's going on, and I know in many of the projects you're involved in. So a quick headline, just to give you the broader picture. One of the things that we're trying to do now is get some really clear messaging about the cost of living crisis is coming up. There's going to be more information coming out in the days to come. But the three ways we're saying to people is like a 1, 2, 3 sort of approach. Some of you will remember Dusty Bin from the 70s. It's a bit like that. So the one thing that I can do to help reduce my bills, you may have lots of ideas. We've started doing something very simple, just closing our curtains to keep the heat in. We're starting to fill thermoses at the start of the day from the kettle, so we had to boil the kettle once. 2 things that someone who comes to us needing help can do. So one of those might be to speak up, to actually ask. And the second thing might be to actually get the food map. There's a little mobile web portal which is called the Access to Food Map in BCP land, and the similar things in Dorset. To load that information up, that might be one of the things they could do. And then we're saying, what are the 3 things that we can do as a community? And that might be to support the local food setting. It's what people are doing here. It might be about really understanding what help is available. There's just a new homelessness web portal just come out. It might be of opening up a warm space or finding the nearest warm space or simply inviting a neighbour in. So we're trying to get that messaging out around 321, and then next month we're going to start putting in stories of what could people do differently for Christmas to save a bit of money. So if you've got any stories around that, that'd be great. Lots more in our monthly newsletter. Do you get that? If you don't, please ask your project leader or give Rachel a call in the FaithWorks office. You'll see a very grim picture of my visage in this year's fancy dress for the Great North Run, the Bournemouth Half Marathon. It was honestly the staff team's suggestion. And please, if you've got any questions for me that you'd like answered in one of these videos, then get in touch again through the office. Thank you is what I need to say at the end. Thank you, thank you. There's a great quote that I found from the Queen's 2014 Christmas address. It says this: when life seems hard, the courageous do not lie down and accept defeat. Instead, they're all the more determined to struggle for a better future. Or as a good book puts it, where God gives Joshua his pep talk after Moses had died, be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go. Huge thank you to you, and I hope that you're still enjoying volunteering and we can help support you in what you do. Thank you so much for the time you give. Talk to you again soon.